Hey, what's up? So today I have a theory for you where we talk about the possibility of the God Hand being good. Now, when we look at the events unfold in Berserk, it's hard to say that the God Hand could be good because everything they do thus far seems bad. But if we look at the overall actions of the God Hand, we can actually look at it and say, well, they are not really doing stuff for their own gain, at least as we could see just yet. So initially, we were first introduced to the God Hand during the events of the eclipse. As we all know, that is where Griffith sacrificed his team to pretty much gain unlimited power and become the 5th member of the God Hand. This action was very selfish, and I am not condoning what Griffith did, but if we think about it, is Griffith truly that bad? A big figure in the Bible himself did actions that could be deemed similar to what Griffith did, and his name was King David. In the Bible, King David wanted a man's wife, and he went so far as to have the guy go in a war which he knew he would be killed just to steal the wife of this man. In doing so, he was punished for his actions by the death of his son with this woman. Now, hold on to that. That's going to be very important later on. We know that in the eclipse, Griffith raped Casca in front of Guts, and in doing so, he tainted Guts's and Casca's unborn child. But the importance of this child may actually be Griffith's own undoing, because as we all know, Griffith fused with the child when he was reborn on Earth. The reason why I think the God Hand may be good though is because since Griffith has been reborn, all his actions have been in a way to effectively unite the worlds together. From the outside looking in, it would appear that Griffith is selfless, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. He's trying to unite everyone underneath one flag. They are called the God Hand, so they are working for possibly a god, right? Because they are the extension of God, the God Hand. And Guts is this storm, this entity that exists, in between worlds, because he has the ability to fight against fate. The Skull Knight has been hunting these guys for centuries. It seems weird that he has been unable to defeat them. So it is kind of like we are watching Guts, who is kind of like Jesus, because in this world, Guts has all the choices. He has the ability to change fate. Griffith and everyone else seems to be playing their roles. Guts, from what we can see, is the only one who can defy fate. The Skull Knight realizes this and is utilizing Guts for his own ends. This makes me think that the Skull Knight may actually be similar to what we might call the devil, because he is helping, but is he truly helping? Because every action he does guides Guts down a darker road. Feels like we touch on this all the time, but when we think about the behelit being used, when is the behelit used? Yes, a lot of people have selfish desires, right? But these selfish desires could be argued that they make us human. I want my family to be successful in life. Is that truly selfish? Or I want to be a success myself. Is that truly selfish? I'm not saying the God Hand and these fossils are truly good, but it could be argued that their desires are not as bad as you think. In the case of Griffith and what he did, it was wrong. He took advantage of Casca and Guts, two of his best friends. The question needs to be asked, does the ends justify the means? What is the true intent of Griffith's actions? Because we are only going off of what we think is going to happen. But there must be some type of entity pulling the strings behind the scenes. And it feels like Skull Knight is the devil in this world acting against the actions of God himself, which might be a corrupted being, because as we saw, the God Hand members, they are all deformed, they're all corrupted, but they are all once human. We know this for a fact. So with that being said, what could have happened to them to make them fall on this supposed dark road? We saw with Griffith, he lost everything. He was destroyed as a human completely and broken down. And I think that level of breakdown was required for him to activate the behelit, as we all saw. So what did the other God Hand members have to go through in order to activate their behelits? If we think about all the stress and hardship they had to go through, Are they really truly evil? What would you do if you were tortured for over a year? If everything was taken away from you? It is really hard to determine what anyone would do in those situations. The world is a dark place, but in the world of Berserk, things aren't what they seem to be. If Guts is akin to Jesus and, you know, the Skull Knight is akin to the devil, then what's the point of Berserk? The whole point of Berserk is for a chance for Guts to let go. We saw Guts being tortured from since he was a kid, through being raped, being ill-treated, and all these actions. The only time we have ever seen Guts truly break down as a person and express how he truly felt was when he was lying with Casca and he talked to her about how he was raped and everything, and he you know, he felt bad and he was so sorry and everything. And I think that's the whole point of the series. Guts needs to experience this type of like transformation where he actually lets go, and instead of chasing after Griffith, he lets go of his hate and rage. And it's funny, I think that's the whole point. If he keeps going on this dark road, he will be lost to his own inner demons. If he chooses to forgive and let go, he's actually saving himself, and who knows, he might actually save humanity, because again, we do not know the true intentions of the God Hand. For all we know, the God Hand is going to lead humanity down a different path, where a world where demons and humans coexist. So you guys tell me what you think and comment below. Do you think Berserk is actually the world of Undertale? It's an RPG, you guys should check it out. Or do you think that Guts is destined to destroy Griffith? Or do you even think that the God Hand is truly bad? Comment down below, let me know, and as always, take care.